Past the hour, you're watching HLN Now. I'm Lynn Barry, back with Yasmin Dessegian. Of course, Charles Barkley, you know, he's the TNT commentator and NBA Hall of Famer. He's known to be a straight talker, no chaser comments. He dropped another bomb.
He did, but you're never going to find him holding his tongue, even on such a touchy issue as race. Unapologetically, Barkley made his latest comment about African Americans. Listen in.
So it's a dirty, dark secret in the black community. One of the reasons we're never going to be successful as a whole because of other black people. And for some reason, we are brainwashed to think if you're not a thug or an idiot, you're not black enough. If you go to school, make good grades, speak intelligent, and don't break the law, you're not a good black person.
All right, if nothing else, that statement started an intense conversation on the web, mainly amongst African Americans who could not be further apart on this issue. Many disagreed with Barkley. Kelly tweets, Charles Barkley cannot speak for all blacks. Those aren't my kind of people. Hashtag dirty dark secret, WTF. HLN, can we talk? But Dr. Steve Perry supported the comments with this tweet. If this is what Charles Barkley actually said, I applaud him. The truth can be ugly, but it's the truth. Well, Dr. Steve Perry, founder of Capital Preparatory School, joins us via Skype. Or no, sorry, he's on the phone, actually, along with Kelly Jackson, social commentator. Welcome to you both. Now, Dr. Perry, I want to start with you. You applaud Barkley's comments. So why is that?
Because it's time that we start to be honest with ourselves. We can't heal our community until we accept the challenges that are before us.
But what, can you get into more detail about that? You say we can't heal the community before we accept the challenges, but yeah, it's a very polarizing issue ultimately.
It's not that polarizing. The fact is this, that as somebody who works in the schools every day, I see black children, especially black males, made to feel like there's something wrong with them because they speak as if they're in school. Mm-hmm. I hear them called white and made fun of because of that. And every single time we have this conversation, there's someone who says, yeah, but that's not everyone. We're not saying it's everyone. But we are saying it's a real issue within the black community.
All right, Kelly, you are from a civil rights family, ultimately, and you disagree with these comments. Why is that?
I completely disagree. Well, first of all, we need to take away Charles Barkley's black card because he's misinforming white people. Right now, white people act black. So what he's saying, that, and Dr. Perry, I understand the community that he serves, and that's commendable, and that's great, and there are youth who aren't exposed to certain things to mainstream America. But right now, we are mainstream America. I don't hear people say acting white, and I hear people say you're acting ghetto. Because now, if you are left behind, if you don't speak English, if you're not educated, that cuts across all racial lines. So I patently disagree with that comment.
And therein lies the point. The point is that she just said that you would take away his black card, as if it is something that can be taken away by another person, giving that person the authority to do so. That is the point. The very point in Charles Barkley's statement is that the very point that Charles Barkley is making is that we as a community seem to think that some people have more control or more rights to what is black than others. That's a problem. No other group is having that conversation. You don't hear white people saying that I'm going to take your white
Hold on one second, because Kelly, hold on one second, because I think what's happening also amidst this conversation is the fact that other people are getting in on it with social media, right? On Twitter, on Facebook, we're all getting in on the conversation. This isn't just a conversation amongst African Americans. It's sort of expanded outside those lines. And an analogy that I was making with a producer earlier was that ultimately, is it okay with someone within that race, say Charles Barkley, to make this judgment, but someone from outside that race to make that judgment? Kelly, what do you think about that?
Well, Charles Barkley is speaking as an authority. So he's parsing my words when I'm saying take away his black card. You know what I mean. But he is speaking as if he's an authority. And he's taking some antiquated social construct that I do agree still exists in our communities in some places. But mainstream America, again, white people are now acting black. So to call something, to call that acting white or say this is acting black, it's really acting underexposed and ignorant. That's what it is.
Dr. Perry, final thoughts.
He's not saying that is acting, but he's saying just the opposite. He's actually agreeing with your point that anytime we dumb down the images of African Americans, we are playing into a foul stereotype. And we, as African Americans, need to police ourselves to make sure that we stop doing that first.
And how is it that you suggest people police themselves?
Well, we could watch what we say and the way in which we describe ourselves, watch the entertainment that we use as the primary source of entertainment. We have to look at the lyrics in our music. We have to look at the way we present ourselves on TV and even on radio. We have to stop accepting this steady diet of foul images and then calling that black.
All right, Dr. Perry Kelly, thank you so much for joining on the conversation. Of course, I imagine this conversation is going to continue as more people weigh in online.